I say, yo, welcome to the BBW show. You feel me? We talk battle rap, basketball, and wrestling on a daily basis. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The topic for today is Mercedes Mone for AEW Big Business. Yes, yes, yes. We are a few weeks away from AEW going into TD Garden in Boston, and everybody's expecting this to be the debut of Sasha Banks, formerly known as, Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks. You feel me? This is gonna be big. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be big. Not only am I expecting Sasha Banks to debut, but I'm expecting a few other people to debut too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm expecting Okada to debut on this show, and I'm also expecting us to get the return of Britt Baker. We haven't seen Britt Baker in a long, long time on AEW. I remember people said she was away because she was taking care of Adam Cole because of his injury. Adam Cole's on TV every single week. You feel me? So I think they definitely gonna bring Britt Baker back. And I wouldn't mind Britt Baker versus Mercedes Moné being her first feud. Because respectfully, there's not a lot of dream matches for her in AEW. There's not. There's not a lot of dream matches. I would say Britt Baker's a dream match. Tony Storm, kinda, but not really. Saraya, no. Ruby Soho, no. Jamie Hayter's still injured. Willow Nightingale, that's not a dream match. That's just a good match. Her versus Chris Statlander, okay. You feel me? Her versus, who else? Who else? That's pretty much it. Julia Hart. Like it's not that much. I'm not gonna lie. I would be way more excited if AEW start doing intergender matches. I feel like Sasha Banks is a perfect woman for AEW to start doing intergender matches. Imagine Sasha Banks versus Daniel Bryan. Imagine Sasha Banks versus Kenny Omega. That would be a great match. You hear me? I feel like she is clearly heads and shoulders above everybody in the AEW Women's Division. Even Serena Deeb. She's way better than her. You feel me? So it's like Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, and then everybody else. Everybody else. But I do understand why she's going to go there. Because she's going to be a way bigger deal in AEW than she would be going back to WWE. I completely understand it. Even though Triple H took over power, Naomi's back in WWE, I definitely see Sasha Banks going to AEW for like a year, maybe 8 months, 10 months. I don't think it's a 5-year contract she signed. I think it's about a year, maybe 2-year contract. You feel me? But there's nobody on her level in AEW. Nobody. There's no Riho, Nyla Rose, Ember. I was calling Ember Moon. Athena is in Ring of Honor, so that doesn't even count. You feel me? There's nobody in AEW in the women's division that's on her level, respectfully. That's why I think they need to do the Britt Baker thing right away. Right away, they need to do the Britt Baker thing. That needs to be a program, and that also prevents her from going right at the title. You feel me? But I'm expecting us to get Okada. Okada is probably going to sign with AEW over WWE because the AEW fan base already knows him. Mostly everybody that knows AEW, that watches AEW, was watching New Japan or heard of New Japan. If he goes to WWE, that's a completely new fan base. Completely new. They might change his name. They might change his finisher. They might change his entrance. A lot. AEW is going to be exactly the same. For good or bad, he's going to be exactly the same. But same thing with Okada. How many dream matches is it for Okada in AEW? Okada versus Kenny Omega? I've seen that millions of times. Okada versus Will Ospreay? I've seen that millions of times. Okada versus Jay White? I've seen that millions of times. Okada versus who? Bryan Danielson? I've seen that twice already. You feel me? So it's not really that many dream matches for him to do in AEW. You feel me? He doesn't have to work on his promos, respectfully. He's not going to have to work on his promos because AEW is going to book him however he wants to be booked. Every wrestler has creative control in AEW. You can tell by looking at the program. You feel me? So it's definitely less work. But WWE definitely have way more bigger matches for Okada than AEW does. Okada versus Roman Reigns. Okada versus Seth Rollins. Okada versus Cody. Okada versus Drew McIntyre. Okada versus Randy Orton. You feel me? A lot of matches in AEW would just be rematches. Okada versus Swerve. That could be a big match. Okada versus Moxley. You feel me? It's a few matches like that, but everything else would be like a rehash. Definitely be a rehash. But I think we're going to get Mercedes Moné. I think we're going to get Okada. And I think we're going to get Britt Baker all debuting or returning at Big Business TD Garden for AEW. Mercedes Moné versus Saraya. Is that a big match? I know there's a story that Saraya injured her years ago. But look how far Saraya is on the totem pole to where she came in. She's literally at the bottom of the totem pole. We barely see Saraya on television. I hope that same thing doesn't happen to Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks, but I have no faith in AEW Creative. No faith in AEW Creative. That's why intergender matches will be something different and something interesting. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll be back with more.